Okay, so tell me about how you went about arranging a song. What does that mean to arrange a song?
Arranging a song is basically figuring out what you're going to do at the beginning, what's going to go on in the middle, and how you're going to end it. And starting out, I like to arrange the songs because at least I knew how they were going to go, you know, so I can end them. But growing up listening to the Beatles a lot, I found out the Beatles would, come with the intro of the song, play, 2 verses, solo verse, then out. So I arranged most of the songs like that. We'll hear 2 verses, a solo, and then we're out. Real simplistic. And a lot of times playing up on stage, I leave a lot of things open to cues. I'll cue folks to come in. And what we did a lot earlier in getting this together was did a lot of bass and drums. We cut out, the bass and cut out the rhythm and just have drums, or we cut out and just have the bass and just have the rhythm playing by itself. And those are all done by cues. It's not really something that's planned. So you'll hear me say bass and drums, or a rhythm or something like that. So guys have to, everybody's kind of listening for that. The reason I do that is feeling back and forth with the audience. Instead of like a planned type of thing, it's more of a party type of thing. And if you feel what people are feeling out there, and you go along with that, and it just adds to the spiral going up to having a good time. So it's like off to, it's really just improvising.
Yeah,
really. Yeah. Kind of like the Grateful Dead used to do. Just get off on a tangent and just keep going until somebody reels you back in and you end the song.
Right.
So there's cues for the beginning, cues for the end. But you'd never know it because it certainly doesn't look like it.
So you decide that just along the way. You're
pretty much.
You're running it.
Yeah.
As the front man. I'm not saying you. But
like a conductor.
Exactly.
Yeah, conductor, and sometimes the train gets pretty wild. Or a conducter of an orchestra. It is. It's like.
Because it always seems rehearsed. Like everybody knows what to do. We were in orchestra.
Yeah. Well, in a lot of the songs that we're doing, we did the Coach House a long time ago, the more recent stuff, and we remember these songs because we did them over and over and over and over, and we have some leeway of just adding and deleting certain things, and because this, the premise of reggae, in my opinion, is basic. And as long as you keep it basic, you can add or take away a whole bunch of things. The more complicated it is, the more it sounds like, Barry White or something. I don't know. I like Barry White, but the Love Unlimited Orchestra, we're not. So more simplistic. The more simplistic, the better.
It takes a lot of talent, though, to be able to
be simple. It does.
But the improv and taking it in a certain direction and going with the flow.
Trust and believe the musicians that are in I-Tal and have always been in I-Tal are excellent, just great musicians alone. So. It's not me pulling off any magic or anything. It's everybody.
I agree with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So, what does the name I-Tal mean? Where did it come from?
I-Tal. I-Tal means vital, or vital or natural. I named the band. We were coming up with names. I think Bob Allen wanted to name the band Sea Cruise. It sounded like a doo-wop band. I wasn't too much on that. I was reading an educational magazine called Penthouse at the time, and there's an article about reggae music in there, and they had a list of patois, list of patois, Jamaican words, Jamaican phrases, and I'm going down this thing and I'm saying, I-Tal, natural. Hey, let's call the band I-Tal. And I said, how about that, George? George said, yeah. And at that time, I didn't know there was a band called the I-Tals. Okay, so the I-Tals came out. I thought they were stealing our name. But the I-Tals were probably more natural than we were. And but that's where the name came from.
And what happened with that?
What happened
with the I-Tals?
With the I-Tals? You want to hear that story, right? Well, we even had a lawsuit against the I-Tals at one time. And the I-Tals didn't know who we were. So they thought, hey, it's very possible that this band from Cleveland, Ohio came up with the name first. You know, how that happened, because they had nothing I-Tal about Cleveland, you know. more so Jamaica than Cleveland. But they didn't know. And we were getting a lot of press at the time, too. You know, people were noticing us. So we thought that we might sue them for the name, you know. So we took it upon ourselves to get an attorney and try to sue them. And eventually, long story short, we just pretty much said it's probably not the right thing for us to try to take their name away from them. Saying we're not that I-Tal natural to begin with. So we settled that out of court. But they were actually getting ready to change they were talking about changing their name. Well, how about this? This has gone too far. Later on in the band's history, we were in Jamaica. We were playing over in there, and we had I guess MTV was having their little spring break thing there, and the I-Tals were there, and the I-Tals were there. And, a cab company, a limousine company came by and asked one of the members of I-Tal, this I-Tal, Cleveland I-Tal, they were an I-Tal. And he said, yeah. And so I said, okay, get in. This is your limousine. So we got in, you know. And they came down the beach, and George and I were already at the beach at the bar, and these guys pull up in a limo. And we said, what the, you know. So, look, they sent us a limousine. I said, I wish I would have waited, you know. And then a little bit later, we see these guys walking with their bags of clothes down the road, and it's the I-Tals. The limo was for the I-Tals, not I-Tal. So we got into a little altercation. We settled it over some red stripe and white rum. But they were telling us that we should name the, you ain't no I-Tal, boy, you ain't no I-Tal, man. Just call your name Nuclear. Yeah, Nuclear, yeah. Okay, all right. Give him a shot. Yeah. Well, we worked it out. The I-Tals are great folks. Ronnie Davis and all the cats are great.
Now you mentioned a few of them, but can you just go over again who the original members were of the group and what they played?
Yeah, very original members were John Wagner on lead guitar, Bob Allen on drums, Dave Valentine on bass, Bob Caruso percussion, George Gordon, fancy footwork, percussion. I think that's it for the original band. Yeah. Then Ellie came. Ellie started playing tambourine. Then we found out Ellie could play keyboards. So Ellie played keyboards. And then we found out Ellie could sing backing vocals. And Ellie started playing backing vocals. Then Carlos was by the side of the stage playing percussion one night. And eventually he wound up getting on stage and playing, and we asked Carlos to join. And any time we could have a whole bunch of people up on stage, but that was the nucleus. Then Matunji from Earth Force. Errol played with us for a little while, and then after Errol, Chris Dunner played with us, and that was that transition. I think I got everybody.
What about the
Rasta Shan? Yeah, that's later in the 90s. I-Tal's had a whole bunch of members. It's a reggae boot camp, you know.
Yeah.
So we had a whole bunch of different members, and Rasta Shan, which we're speaking of, was a song written by a lady named Irene Miraz, and Irene sang and played percussion with a beautiful voice. And, haven't seen her in a while, but she was the composer of that song. And who else played with us? Chris DeSantis played percussion with us. Bush Mazer, Bush played with us for a while. Can't remember his name. Oh, Alzheimer's, man. I'm sorry.
A lot of people.
There's a whole bunch of people. That's just a few, because I mean we had Buddy played with us, Buddy Hammond and his brother Wayne Hammond, guys from Sata played with us for a while. I had some guys from Kent and from Columbus played, Docs. There's been so many different people, and all great musicians and all good friends.